Alright, I think we are live.
Welcome to Contact Buzz. It's been a minute since
Hello.
we last spoke.
It has been, and we're actually doing this episode. I need to set this down. We're actually doing this episode live.
Live action coming from the living room of my childhood home.
Yeah.
Beautiful times, lots of transitions in my life, lots of heavy lessons that I've been learning, and lots of transitions, and it's been beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous times, man, that we're living in.
It is.
I've stumbled into a peace like I've never felt before, and that's because I've taken back my power in most all facets, man. It's okay to be selfish when you need to recharge, and when you recharge, then you can step into your supremacy. You can step into that badassery, that Fiona Good energy.
Supreme, that's right.
You know, because in that state of mind, there is nothing or no one that can faze you, because you know you have a higher understanding. You live authentically. You can shine and not be affected by the way people feel, think, act, see. It's none of our concern what people think about us.
Exactly, because anywhere you go on this path, when you're this spiritual, you're triggering. People are triggering you so you can learn about your own healing, and you are triggering people so they can heal. And that is what it's about, guys. Everybody thinks that it's some, big process. It's not. It's all about the meeting of people.
The true energies. The true healers in life lead by example, man. You don't even have to lay one hand on somebody to start their healing.
That's right.
All you have to do is authentically shine and tell your stories and the experiences that you had and the wisdom that you gained from it, and that can be heard sometimes by people. That's orchestrated to be heard at the exact moment that somebody needs to hear it. It's such a cool, beautiful process. When we get out of our own way, we can do a lot of things going forward that we never thought we ever would. And life gets weird because this energy gets weird because you're stepping into your higher powers. You're becoming more in touch with your higher self. So you've got a lot more spiritual tools in your toolbox these days. Yeah. And it's cool to start integrating these tools into everyday life. And that's where we orchestrate the magic of the symphony that we're creating.
Yeah. So with your recent healing, because you had a big epiphany yesterday. So with your healing, my question for you right now is, if you could advise anybody, what would it be on
what I would say?
Overcoming.
What I would say to anybody is to get out of your own damn way. And to realize that you're not perfect and you have these reactions for a specific reason. What is that reason? Why do you react to things the way you do? Why do you allow things to have that much power over yourself? You can really start to heal those triggers when you figure them out and leave them set and set yourself free. You can loosen those loads.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, let yourself go by dealing with your shit. That's a true healer right there. And then when you're doing that, in the process of doing that, and you're vocal about it, it really helps other people who are struggling with the same damn thing. And let's face it, we're all vibing in these frequencies. We're saying similar circumstances are happening to each one of us, but in a different manner. Yep. And that includes synchronicities, signs from the universe. If we are open to listen, how can we be open to listen if we're clouded with all this bullshit that we need to get rid of? No wonder we can't manifest. No wonder we're not up here in the clouds, because we're clinging on to things that we do have control over that we can let go. Yeah. Now, whether that means letting go of somebody out of your life, letting go of old thought forms, beliefs, habits, which can happen. Jobs. I promise you, tried and true, been here, done
that. As long
that.
as you're moving, spirits will move things out of your way. You're always going to be letting go of something until you're to that point.
It's the natural way of things, because you can't invite anything new and good in if you're still full of stagnant old energy.
Yeah,
it's the law of physics, man. But it's just a common sense thing to me, you know.
It is. It's weird,
but it's hard to hear it, see it, think it, feel it until you know it.
It's got to click. Something. It's got a spark.
Yeah, exactly.
There's going to be a spark within you that you're like, oh shit, man, that's right. Because for me, I've always allowed my ego to drop when it comes to my healing. Because if someone did say something to me, I took it to heart. I take everything to heart, you know. And you know, I'm a very sensitive person, so I always took it to heart, and I would filter it. And I wouldn't never allow myself to think that I was less of a person because of that. And you know, you always know when you're in the wrong for something, you know, when you drop your ego and you know that, oh man, that's shitty and I'm going to correct that. You know, that's a whole different level of alchemy.
Just be honest with yourself, guys.
Yeah.
We all have things that we want to change. We all have things that we want to do differently, things that we need to remove out of our lives. And it's just, are we man enough to do it? Are we honest enough to admit that we need to do it first and foremost? But then can you follow through in order for yourself and your personal growth? It has to happen.
Right.
And if you feel yourself being stuck and spinning in your tracks and all this negative shit keeps happening to you, it's time to move.
Yeah.
It's time to get up out of that filth. It's time to drop whatever it is that's causing you to feel that way.
Yeah.
Because you cannot grow in complacency, man.
No.
It's sad. I lived it for years before I really
same.
gave into this calling. But once I did, 3, 4, 5 years ago, man, Katie barred the door. That healing has rolled in.
It has.
And it's beautiful to get to where I am today because I'm in a state of peace. A constant state of peace where nothing bothers me anymore because I don't allow it to. I don't even hardly get triggered by things much anymore. I mean, there's things that will come and go, but I mean, the more you work, the more work you put in, the more reward you're going to receive. It's going to be hard. You're going to fight yourself to the bitter damn end. But guess what? You're a warrior, and you're going to dig into that last little bit of reserve, and you're going to burst open like the goddamn phoenix is what you're going to do.
Exactly. It's all about the phoenix.
And you're going to rise from those ashes, and you're going to be that Fiona Good and show people who's boss.
Exactly.
Just by being authentically you, you don't even have to do anything.
That is the secret.
That is the true secret,
That is the secret,
guys.
true secret.
That's if you want to ascend in this path, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Lay it all down because you don't want to take it with you.
No.
Going forward, those bad habits, bad thought forms, bad ideas that have been instilled in you through years of shitty experiences, let that shit go.
Yep.
Because you can't take it with you in a higher vibration.
No.
Sorry to tell you, you're just going to have to come to terms with that. And how do you do that? You face it. Don't be scared.
No.
Don't be scared. I promise it's going to be okay.
Fear
that
rules.
One bad feeling, rip it off like a Band-Aid, and then breathe. Because it's done.
It is done. It's that quick, but we fight it. Like, we're so ignorant to our own feelings, though, is what it is. It's like we feel these things, but we don't know where exactly they're coming from. So this is where people, the shaman, the healers, were sent here to educate people.
Yeah.
Even doctors, you know? Because we're not treating people as they should be.
Mm-mm.
We're treating like we are putting a Band-Aid on the real
we're covering up their problems with
and
pharmaceuticals.
Exactly. They're numbing them.
We're never getting to the root cause of what that problem might be.
Exactly.
Not
and
even
we know
trying. We're just throwing drugs at them to numb them and let them go.
Exactly. And that falls back to the mindsets of who we are. You know what? Everybody's on some kind of spectrum, guys. Everybody. Hate to burst everybody's little special bubble to make you feel like you're a more special person than another. But it's in fact, it's conditioning, it's programming, and it's through your parents, it's through your grandparents, it's through society. It's deep. It's deep stuff, man. It's you talking about working through the darkness to get to the light and having a God connection. Let me tell you, the truest connection that you could ever have is through yourself to God. And that, my God, my friends, hello, that is
the purest form of your connection to God. That's all it needs
the
to
divine.
be.
And then guess
that
what?
That spark of life that's inside you, that very Kundalini essence that's inside you is a spark from that Creator.
Exactly. And then you see everybody as a mirror of you.
Exactly.
And
divine.
then that's it.
Because
we're all one.
One collective consciousness.
Because we're all one. And that's why we should be taking better care of each other. However, you cannot feel guilty for leaving people behind.
Some people are like a stone wall, man.
There's people who are in early stages of reincarnations whose souls are very young. And it doesn't matter if that's your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your lover, whoever it is. if they can't reach you at your level, then you have to step up, keep stepping, because you can't hold yourself back for anyone or anything.
It's a sad thing to watch people go, but sometimes it's necessary.
Let me tell you, I've done heartbreak. I've broke my own heart so many times by choosing me.
Yeah.
And when you start, when that heartbreak turns into it, it's okay to mourn a loss or try to let go of someone who emotionally, can't fulfill you, you have to let go of that, and that's still a grieving process, but you know how to handle it better, and you're like a baddie about it. You're like that woman that's like, okay, I'm over it, and then, the other persons will be pining for years, but you're like, you're totally healed of it, because you can address those emotions, while people are not wanting to address their emotions is the big issue in the world, is, it's knowing where your emotions come from and how it affects us, our mind, body, and soul.
And we all numb in some way, shape, or form.
Yes,
There's things that we do that unplug our mind and forget about the things that we don't currently want to deal with.
Yep.
I'm the world's worst for putting that type shit off, but I have not these days, man. If I'm feeling it, I'm investigating. It's my Scorpio in me and my Saturn. Investigating what the goddamn root cause of that is, and why do I feel this way. Because going forward, I'm not carrying it with me anymore.
No.
Yeah. That's the business that I'm in. And that's what we can do as shaman with other people, is to help them see their levels of existence, their planes of existence that they thrive in, whether there's lower vibrations, which is a plane of existence, or that higher level vibration, which is a plane of existence. It's all about energy vibrations.
It is. And that is within all of us. And it's amazing. So lately, the vibe that has been going on in the collective is very volatile. Very volatile, and I've been experiencing it. Very volatile. However, with the experienced ones like us, our collective, we can handle it a little bit better.
And burn that shit away.
We can handle it a little bit better, but there is something huge happening in the universe, and it is a falling of, an unveiling of false prophets. Everything false in this world. False prophets, everything that does not serve a higher vibrational, better being of all.
Imagine the veil falling.
Yeah.
And you can see everything.
You can see everything. And how in this, I'm here to tell you, people, as someone who is a plane walker, and I have seen things. I've seen other planes of existence. I know it's real. So people would lose their shit, and that's why there's so much conspiracies into that.
Yeah, people cannot grasp it, and it takes a lot to get here, guys. It takes a lot of mind expansion.
It takes a lot of mind expansion.
This is 4 to 5 years of constant daily meditation and self-growth, healing, deep, dark healing. This is a culmination of all that, where we can start to feel these energies and know what's around us, and we start to dip up into those different planes of existence, which we do anyway, but we realize what we're doing at this point, and it's kind of like the wheel spinning, like you're in one position here. Imagine it turning clockwise 300 degrees. That's you're shifting in and out of those different realities on a daily basis.
Yes.
And timeline jumps are happening like insane amounts now.
Crazy things.
So it's like a dial on a radio, and you're just you're tuning into your frequency, and then sometimes you're in between those frequency, and that's where you get the squelch and all that. And that's where sometimes the craziest shit will happen. So you got to tune back into a better frequency, more crisp, higher, clearer frequency. Yeah. But then you can dip back down to the lower too. But as the shaman, we step in there with the people who are in their very lowest hells, grab them by the metaphorical hand while we're in there,
and tell them to get their
and
bitch
say,
up
"Listen,
ass
get
out.
Your shit together. We're going to get up out of here." And you pull them out. Now, will that save them and keep them out of there? No, they can slip right back down in there. But we can show them a little bit of glimmer of hope there.
Yeah, that we can. And that's the thing, not attaching your emotions to someone else. And so that's the biggest picture of all, guys, is to keep walking. No matter what is or who is opposing you, I promise you that we were here and activated for a purpose. So our collective is really stepping into a higher higher calling, and it's amazing. It's beautiful. And you're protected. We are divinely protected. So there's no worries. You need to step outside of your fears. You need to step outside of what people told you had to be or had to believe, and step up to who you are meant to be. We are healers. We are the ones that sit and help people overcome, and we remind people who they are. And that's important, because one match can light millions of others.
Exactly.
So keep that in mind. We are the way showers. We are the lighthouses. We are the ones that we chose. We chose to come here.
Just rise above it all. Yeah. Lay all that bullshit down, and don't let it affect you. Take your power back in your fullest facet.
Yeah.
Where you can be in that mindset of nothing phases you.
Yeah.
And nothing will phase you.
Yeah.
And you move forward, and you then become the creator of your own reality. So at this point, we broke ourselves down, we built ourselves back up.
Yep.
Now that we're built back up, we get to take this and move it out into the world, and that's at the point that I'm at, is to show this to the world.
Yeah.
And that's what we can do, and we can rise above it, and we don't have to let anything phase us.
I know.
Will there be some bullshit? Always.
There's always going to be some bullshit. But try
me,
bitch.
It's how you react to that bullshit that says everything. And you'll know your higher self guides your way.
Oh,
That's all I'll say. The higher self
yeah.
guides the way.
The way knows the way.
You don't have to find the way. Trust the way. Feel your way. The way knows. The way knows. The way knows the way. Beautiful. And it does. So trust the process.
Yeah.
Please.
It does.
Let go of all the defenses. Let go of any kind of defense that you have. Because right now you can lay them arms down.
Yeah.
It's time. It's time to do the deep healing. Nobody's at war. You're not at war with yourself anymore. So now's the time where you're standing on the seared battleground, and you look around and you start to see what you can salvage. Yeah. And then as you're walking on that path, you start to see these remnants of what was, and you realize, holy shit, I see why this had to happen. Because where I am now, my worst fear has already happened to me. I'm standing here, looking at my life in shambles. What can I do to change this? And there is no way but up.
I love it.
It's beautiful, guys.
It's true. It is beautiful, and
it's emotional.
It's emotional, and it should be emotional.
It's a beautiful place to be.
Scorpio energy coming in there.
I'm telling you.
Well, because it's been a dark road, you know.
It has, but man, let that light shine. That's all you
right.
got to do. Is
Yeah,
let it
you
shine.
gotta get out of your own fucking way.
It'll brighten up the darkest place. I promise you.
It will. It'll shake up people's demons, but that's okay. You're gonna trigger a lot of people, but you gotta keep choosing you.
Yeah, you gotta be in the business of you this time.
Yeah, you can empower and
you
everything.
Out because that's all that you have.
But you got you. Yeah, exactly.
In the grand scheme of things, you are all that you have because that you're the only person that can affect anything in anybody's life. Yep. You can share all your beautiful experiences and talk to your blue in the face, but you're never going to work out a relationship that's not supposed to be in friendships that are not meant to continue, to end a lot of things, when you come to this point in your life, because you're not going to let their bullshit phase you. Sorry to say, in any way, shape, or form, bullshit is bullshit, whether we want to call it that or not. It's what's hindering our growth.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
And if you want to hinder your growth, continue with the bullshit. You just got to make that decision yourself.
You got to clip it. Gotta clip it and nip it.
I don't know what to tell anybody. That's how it works.
Two vibrational people, if you're not vibrating on the same level, trust me, I mean, I'm coming up on getting ready to my divorce, and my ex reached out and, expressed how much he still felt for me, and I'm at a different place in my life. And that's what our problem was, is I was at a different place, and, as a healer, as someone who cared, I wanted to nurture his feelings, and make him, bring him up here with me and try everything and bring him up with me. Even then, I didn't want him emotionally, but I just wanted him to be my boy's
Okay.
father to be
Yeah.
happy, to be thriving
Mm-hmm.
like I was wanted to thrive. But I got stuck down in it and stagnant.
Oh, yeah.
I got, up to 300 and I don't know, a lot of pounds, 60 pounds, 60 some pounds. I wasn't healthy, and I was unhealthy in mind. I was, at the end, I was just isolated in one room,
Mhm.
and,
You
Dallas
had to
was there fighting together.
compartmentalize.
Yeah, I did. I had to. And it gets rough, trust me.
Listen, your boundaries may be very tight. And you may be in that very small box of that one room of that sanctuary. But
Yeah.
let that light burn, and
Yes.
it'll blast the way.
Use it to heal yourself,
Yeah.
man. Go within yourself. It's that easy. It is addressing things about ourselves. If you're obese and overweight, welcome to the club, but it's for a reason. We have underlying issues in our minds that we need to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those things is holding ourselves accountable, number one, but understanding a routine. Most of us don't do that or can't understand it because we were never part of a real routine.
No.
I wasn't part of health conscious parents or a part of a routine, or I just started doing it on my own. I realized when I was younger, but when I really started getting into wanting to lose weight, I realized that I had to be consistent. But then I'll do cycles.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing. That's the big thing I'm working on right now is myself. But I've been working on myself for quite some time, and I've been choosing myself for quite some time. But nothing like now. But working on the mind-body connection, so I can understand my connection with that, and it's deep because I've tested myself, I've pushed myself to self-mastery, and in the aspect of being able to train yourself to just juice for 30 days, or be vegan, go meatless for a year.
Oh, yeah.
Just really push yourself, and that's where it starts. It's keeping yourself accountable, holding yourself accountable, getting up, making the bed every day, giving yourself small routines. That's how you start finding yourself into that even higher vibrational plane.
Yeah.
Because you are setting an example in your mind for
You're setting an anchor point.
Anchor, yeah.
To as well.
Yeah.
Like for me, my lifeline was my face. In all this deep healing that I've been doing recently, to one thing each day, routine is important as fuck, was to wash my face. And that was my anchor that kept me there,
Yes.
while I was trudging down there.
Yeah.
So you give yourself these little breadcrumbs of hope to get back to where you were. And it happens.
Yeah.
It does happen.
It does happen. Shit drags you down.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be mindful of it. And it's hard work learning to overcome that, and why you do dip down like that, or what causes you to, and how much you need to disconnect from, this or that. It teaches you. You start learning about yourself, and it's spirit the whole time. Your connection with spirit or God, whoever the fuck you want to call it, don't matter. It's all the damn thing, same thing. Your higher self. It is, y'all, I'm telling you, it's amazing. The things that are panning out in front of us. Me and Dallas are now, I think in our last episode, we talked about living together. I'm not sure. I think
so.
it's pre-wedding.
We talked about mom moving out. My mom recently got married.
Yeah.
So I've started a new transition in my life, new period in my life. Where I'm living here alone in my childhood home with Holly, of course, not alone. But,
alone with me.
Like mom moved out. She lives, about an hour away now. So we're finding our groove in the grand scheme of things here, which I don't feel like is my permanent location, but you never know. Wherever spirit takes me, I'm a free soul,
Right.
I go where I'm called. So whether it's 5 years here, 2 years, a year, 30 more days from now, who knows?
Yeah.
I go where the wind takes me, but it's beautiful to be able to spill this community
Have a
out
common house
in here, with our artwork hanging on the walls, my stuff out.
We got the sanctuary back.
Stuff that makes us who we are. The Sanctuary 2.0. So excited, guys.
Beautiful.
I wish we was recording in there actually next time.
No, we should
For
have.
old time's sakes.
Yeah.
We got our Sanctuary back, and it's a very cool 2.0 version of the
is.
Sanctuary. very reminiscent because it's got a lot of the same stuff in it,
Yes.
but very different at the same time.
Yes, it's like a upgraded version. It's a
It's
new
cool.
chapter, new book actually.
We don't have our door that we can hang out of and
No,
smoke our plant medicine or
No, I know,
we
that
used to smoke
sucks.
cigarettes out the back
I know we
door
did.
constantly.
Yeah, we did.
While we analyzed
Get
the
high.
chickens and realized that animals and chickens are very
Psychoanalyze
cliquish and have their own sub-society.
I think if people went back on the episodes, they would hear about
Oh,
that.
yeah, absolutely. We talked about it. Because we connect with things, man. We connect. That's the same
Yeah.
aspect in which we connect with fire to build it and to know what it needs and tend it.
And how we
how
connect
we
with
cook,
humans.
yeah, and how we connect with humans. It's all the same.
Yeah.
It's beautiful when you can start to get all that gunk out of your energy field so you can start to realize these beautiful energies that we have the capability of tapping into.
You feel them a lot better. You feel exactly what they need.
Yeah.
And it's so natural, too, when you start doing it authentically.
Very natural.
Yeah, because some people are like, I don't, for me, there's a lot of people who are in the closet awesome. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Dallas has mentioned that a lot. And it's true because nobody wants to be judged or nobody wants to have to face their family, but you have to.
Yeah.
You have to. I'm just here to burst that big ass bubble and say you have to.
Do, man.
Yeah.
You gotta get your shit together.
Mm-hmm. So this past Saturday we went to a healing circle in Tennessee.
Beautiful little healing circle. We were welcomed into Cameron's home, and they wined and dined us. And,
they did.
Gave us some good healing.
Yes, we got energy sessions done.
Nice little natural energy session.
Yes. I love being worked on.
Yeah,
Speaking of that, we are offering readings now in the house, in the sanctuary. So if you would like to book a private reading, you can do that, and we can do energy work, past life regressions, and we have our little shop set up in the sanctuary to have our items which is most helpful if you want to support us, and plus do the virtual readings too, because we're really trying here to create that community, and we've done a lot of healing on that back porch already.
Oh yeah.
It's all plasticed in. We got Christmas lights up in it, and we've had the first porch party.
Yeah.
It was very healing,
Very nice.
Not to mention the healing that's already been done here.
Oh yeah.
We're in the epicenter of
in the house.
Yeah, it's a beautiful epicenter, and it's turned into, it's poured into a bigger sanctuary, and that I hope that energy just floats right up everybody's ass.
I think it will. It's beautiful. I mean, you can't experience this and it not spread.
Colonoscopy.
You can't experience this and it not spread. I'm in the business of nothing but love and peace, and I shit rainbows these days.
Those are spiritual
I fart
colonoscopy.
Unicorn dust everywhere.
Do you poof?
Yeah, I just
Sparkle?
poof everybody. Got poof them away because you know what? Life's too short. Man.
It is.
Take your power back.
It is. So we had Thanksgiving here. I don't think we talked about that. Me and Dallas cooked Thanksgiving here, and we had our little misfit friends and family and the people who care and love us, and
very beautiful.
It was beautiful because we had our sister Hannah and Riley and Winter.
In the spirit of this home, man, it's always been a home for wayward souls.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad started that tradition years ago, taking in the strays in the neighborhood.
The strays, like cats.
The ones that, needed safety and shelter, that needed that beautiful, beautiful times.
Yeah.
That I've gotten to experience, and this house will always represent that in my eyes.
Yeah. See, that's the things you can.
Born and bred in me, open your home when somebody needs it. And,
that's why I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Jesus sent me.
Beautiful. Jesus did
send me, man.
The Jesus energy's been around big lately. That Christ consciousness is of the utmost importance, and you need to get yourself together so you can experience life through 555. It's 555.
Hell yeah.
We're big on them synchronicities right now, so you can experience life through what would Jesus do mentality, and it's beautiful because that's a good example. He set a very good example for people to go by in life,
They just fucked up
Yeah.
on hearing it.
Well, it all boils down to control and fear.
Yeah, I know. It's
and
sad, man. It's sad because it makes people hate each other and judge each other.
does.
And fear.
They want everybody to be at odds.
It's
The
that's the part of the yin and
opposition-
yang. Yeah, the
The
opposition.
opposition
Yeah,
wants
that's a
everybody
big word
to
right
be at
now.
odds.
Yeah,
And it is a big opposition.
It
This
is.
is the biggest opposition that I've ever seen.
yeah.
But guess what? We're not going to crumble. We're not going
No.
to fail. We're not going to fade.
No.
We're going to be our awesome, authentic selves, and we're going to roll with it.
It's like
That's what you got to do, guys. You got to get up and you got to roll with it. And you
gotta let your light
Constantine
shine.
That shit. Let that light shine.
this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Woo! That's a big one. That's been a
It is.
synchronicity
It's been-
around us
and
for
it's been
in a while.
Recently.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
could go back on episodes like this. I can't believe this is episode 33,
33,
which is a synchronicity. Holy
Sure
fuck!
enough is. Wow.
Holy fuck! It's 33.
Wow.
Y'all, I'm telling you, it's crazy. The shifts hitting the fan.
Yeah, it really is. I'm telling you, there's a big synchronicity with the number
I'm
33.
telling you.
We've seen it time and time and time again.
Listen,
And what's weird is, speaking of Mr. Jesus,
yeah.
he was 33 when he was
Yeah, that's
crucified
right.
on
And
that
you know,
cross.
you know, one of the tarot readers, the guy on TikTok, he changed his name to 144,000 followers. That is what a synchronicity that Carmen had
The
too.
one Hannah,
Yes.
Hannah's had that.
Really?
Yeah, she was just telling me about that vision that she had. Was part of 144.
Hell yeah, man. See?
She asked me that's what I thought of, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, 12 squared.
144,000.
I don't know. Weird.
Yeah. The shifts
That's
hitting
been
the fan.
big.
I hope you guys get right with the Lord. I'm just saying. Just
Get right. I'm gonna tell you
I
what
want to be on the right
Holly.
side. Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you what I
said.
told Holly today. We're gonna be like that old church sign that we used to pass by that says "Get right" or "Get left."
It's
Because
right. It's true.
We feel like
It's
currently this is what they would refer to as the biblical rapture,
Yeah.
which is a completely different thing than what.
No,
you
theirs
know,
fear
what they're
based.
thinking
Ours
of.
is not.
Yeah, this is a cleansing of the earth and
Yeah.
a brand new start for people is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, but they
It's
don't see it that
no,
way.
they
see
don't.
it
They're
as
fighting it.
fear and gloom and doom and
Yeah, and
judgment
Yeah.
and heaven and hell and burning in eternities and all this.
burning people and nailing people to the
it's
cross.
Not,
Because
not
that's
in
normal.
my eyes how that works.
Yeah,
you know,
no, mine
we
either.
face all that as demons here on earth.
Yeah.
As what people would consider demons. You
Yeah,
know?
my beliefs go beyond that primitive. My beliefs are very ancient,
Same.
and our beliefs has nothing to do with anybody or anything like that.
No.
What it is, it's a conscious. It's a being a good
Yeah.
person and authentic. And no matter what people do to you, you still stand in your truth.
You have to.
And
man.
so that's the story of Jesus, by the way.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, he stood in his truth. He was a Jew.
He was.
He was a Jew, and he was nailed to the cross.
Yeah.
So I hope people educate themselves up there. But yeah,
Beautiful times we live in, guys.
yeah, it is beautiful.
It can be beautiful.
Education.
It's terribly awful for a lot of people right now, but you got to rise above it. You got to do that deep soul healing, and then you can start to do your part in changing this world, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your fellow men. You owe it to me, damn it. Because we want to get up out of here and we want to thrive.
Exactly, man. I ain't holding this gate much longer.
That's why I talk about y'all hiding that closet awesomeness.
Yeah, so do a good deed. Be a good person. You know, if you're in misery, get out of misery and, keep moving. And quit. If you're going to prolong it, and it's just the longer it's just going to pan out,
Yeah.
and,
You're
Spirit's
not a
going to try to
tree.
move you.
You're not a tree.
Yeah,
Move.
Move
Move on
Get
down
out
the
the
line.
way. Get out the way.
Because you're just hindering your own progress as well as
That's
somebody
right.
else's if you stay.
Exactly.
So do yourself a favor and everybody else. Get over yourself and heal.
Yes. Heal.
Heal.
All right. I think we're going to wrap it up.
That's a wrap, guys.
That is a wrap.
Holler at y'all the next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Peace out. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.